Hey, it's me again. I'm back. Um, guess I'll tell you a little bit more about me, a little more in detail, I guess. Told you I started smoking weed when I was 12. Um, I was a cheerleader. Uh, I was this normal teenager who just thought that smoking weed was all right. To this day, I don't know if I'm convinced that smoking pot isn't bad. I don't do it, but the more I try to think about it, it was a gateway because I was willing to try that. You're willing to try one thing, you're willing to try another. Um, Snorted coke, I had a kid. I got pregnant when I was 22. I had him the day after my 23rd birthday. Stayed clean that whole time. I stayed clean until he was probably 7 or 8 months old, and I was working 3 jobs, taking care of a newborn baby. Went back to work when he was 2 weeks old. I was a single mom from day one. So, you know, my excuse, I couldn't afford food. I couldn't afford anything but to pay my rent and to put diapers and to put formula in his belly. And sometimes after rent, I had to steal the formula to take care of him. So, me working in a bar and everything, of course, I started snorting coke again because it took my hunger away. And that's those excuses that you use. I was hungry. I didn't have no food. I didn't have no energy. I had to stay awake. You know, um, Eventually, I quit doing coke. It probably lasted about 7 or 8 months that I did it like that, and then I quit doing coke. Still smoked weed. Still popped Xanaxes. Um, and then I got into pain pills. Pain pills is what fucked me up. It sent me into an oblivion of a different person. It wasn't me, that person I turned into. This was in 2008, I think. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 2008. Um, Eventually, I couldn't afford pain pills, so I started, met this guy. Couldn't afford pills anymore, but he could find me some dope, some heroin, So, convincing me it was the same thing, which it is. For anybody that get it twisted, no, a pain pill is the same thing as heroin. It's just the only difference is the government makes the pain pills. It's the only difference. And they're 100% pure. Heroin's cut. Um, they're just as bad. Same, actually. Um, this guy, he shot me up for the first time. Yeah, you know, and this whole time I'm thinking that he loved me. I still had my kid. I still had custody of my kid. I wasn't working. I'd lost my job December of '08. Eventually, I got kicked out of my mom's for stealing some Klonopins from my aunt because I was dope sick and I needed something to make me feel better. So I started living with him, and we got bad, really bad. And then I broke up with him. I went and I got clean for like 3 months. Well, not totally clean. I quit shooting dope. I still drank, I still smoked weed, and I still popped Xanaxes. Um, and then about 3 months, I relapsed. And, in my sick head, it was, if I just do dope every couple weeks, I'll be alright. Eventually I moved from Charlotte back to West Virginia and burned all my bridges there. Messed up some friendships that were long-lasting friendships there. Come back to Charlotte, started staying in these little cracked out motels. Still wasn't getting high every day. I didn't have the money. And then eventually I met some of these cracked out motel type people. Started, smoking a little bit of crack, shooting a little bit of dope. Eventually, I was completely homeless, didn't have the money to pay for a hotel room anymore, was just staying with random people in these motels for about almost a year. I lived on the street. I would go take my bag of clothes, put it in the woods, or go put it in somebody's room, walk around, meet random people. Granted, I met some good people out there. None of them killed me. I never once had to sleep outside. But I started doing stuff that any hungry person would do.
Are you done? No. Are you smoking or anything?
No, I'm not.
How long has it been?
Not very long. I'm still recording, dude. That's Little Man.
You're still recording and you're saying everything.
That's Little Man right there. So, that's one thing I lost that I've gotten back. Say hi, Grayson.
Hello. I love my mommy.
My little sweet little baby angel.
Mommy.
I love you too, baby.
Mommy.
Sorry about that. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, I was, I started doing some things for food that I didn't do for drugs, which is crazy, I was hungry, and, I would go on these binges with my Xanaxes, and Lord knows what I did, how many people I've robbed, fucked up shit that I've done, that I was doing just to stay alive and sometimes to get high. I hit this point where I just wanted to die. I hadn't seen my son in almost 2 years. My mother didn't talk to me, my brother, my sisters, nobody. Okay, sorry about that. What I was saying was, I got to this point where, I hadn't seen my kid. My family wanted nothing to do with me, which I don't blame them at all. I wanted to die. And, I had OD'd a couple times, never serious. Well, it was serious. I OD'd, I turned blue, But there was one particular time where I'm sitting here, and for a month, I'm like, maybe not a month, like a week or two or something like that, but when I get this grip, I'm going to I'm going to sell enough to get me a bag of dope, because I hadn't done dope. At this time, I hadn't done dope in like 2-3 months, maybe a month, who knows, but it had been a while. I'm like, I'm going to get this script, I'm going to sell enough to get me a half a gram to a gram, and I'm going to take the rest of them, and I'm just going to die. And that's what I did. I sold enough Xanaxes to get me a gram of dope. I think I had 60 Xanaxes left, and I took every single damn one of them. And I went into Walmart in the bathroom. Dumbass place to do it. Of course, it was crowded, I was fucked up, so I wasn't really thinking clearly. Had I been thinking clearly, I maybe went to the woods, but I think I might have needed some water. Oh, I know what it was. I needed to buy some rigs. So I went and bought some rigs at Walmart, went to the bathroom there because it's convenient, and I shot up. Not all of it, but most of it. I saved a little bit in case I didn't die. And, actually, no, I didn't save any of it. Took the whole thing to the face. And when I woke up, I came to, I was eating a cheeseburger at the McDonald's in Walmart. And apparently I had convinced these people, I was completely blacked out, I don't remember anything. I just remember I woke up, when I came to, I was eating a cheeseburger, and I had somehow convinced these people that I passed out in the bathroom because I hadn't eaten. Of course, the woman who found me had to have, I don't remember I remember tying up and I remember shooting up, but I don't remember untying. I don't remember cleaning up. I don't remember none of that. I don't know if I did it or not. I still had my rigs. I still had my spoons. I still had all that shit in the back of the ambulance. When I got to the hospital, they wanted to send me to the mental hospital, and I told them fuck no. So they took my clothes, all my belongings out of the room. So I walked out there completely naked, didn't even put the robe on. I didn't even care. I was trying to make a statement, I guess, and I made them give me my clothes, and I called a ride, and I left. And went and got high again. I didn't die, and I cussed the ambulance out. I cussed these people out for bringing me back and all this other stuff, and now I realize, I wasn't supposed to die, but I should have been dead. I should have died. About 2 weeks later, doing the same thing, walking the streets. It's fucking 100 degrees outside, and it might not have been 2 weeks. It might have been a month or something. No, it was May, June, July. It was 2 months later. That was the end of May. This was the end of June, beginning of July. So like a month and a half. And I just got sick and tired of that everyday struggle I was doing. My number one priority every morning was to get up out of whoever's room I was in, or whoever's house I was at, and to go find another place to stay that night. That was my number one priority. But in the mix of all that, of course, I'm finding everything else I want to. So one day I got on the bus. I didn't have a destination. I just got on the bus. Didn't know where I was going. Didn't have anywhere to go. So I took myself to the mental hospital. And I told them I wanted to kill myself, which I didn't want to kill myself. I was just really hot. I was hungry, and I wanted a bed to sleep in. I think I had to stay up all night the night before because I didn't have anywhere to stay or something like that. I don't know. But from there, they told me I needed to go to rehab. And, of course, I was only doing it to make my family happy at the time. I was tired of everything. I thought that if I went to rehab that my family would let me come back. Of course, that wasn't the case, but that's what I thought at the time. I stayed in the mental hospital for 14 days. They let me out. Went back out on the street. It was my birthday. So I put my stuff in the woods, and I went up to the bar, and I just was hanging out, and, met somebody, went and hung out with them for 2 days, and I'll never forget that Sunday night I prayed, and I asked God to get me into rehab the next day. So I'd have somewhere to go because I didn't know where I was going to go after that. And sure enough, I got a phone call Monday evening saying that I needed to call because I was supposed to go to rehab the next day. July 23rd, 2011 is the day I went to rehab. And that's a whole new story, whole new journey. I gotta get back to my kid now. So, that's all for now. I'll let you later.